Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to the TréLiz channel. Chanel maybe? Yeah? Okay. Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to TréLiz channel. I am Liz, I'm the dyer behind TréLiz Yarns and I'm very excited to see you. How are you? If you're a follower, thank you for coming back and checking my podcast again. If you're a new viewer of this podcast, welcome. I hope you like what you see and and me rambling about things going on over here. And if you like it, please put a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. So how are you? I am very excited because I have things to show you. Well, otherwise it would be boring, I guess, but I have also finished objects. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this. I'm definitely debating on what to cast on next, but I'm also kind of being wanting to be nice and or play nice and finish something else before I do cast on. So it's a process because usually when I say I will do this and I won't do that, I usually go with the thing that I said that I wouldn't do. So don't take me really very seriously. It will just go with the flow. So I don't know, what do you want me to show you first? Okay, let's go for finished objects. Yes? Okay, so as you can see, I am wearing my True Friend summer edition because I didn't go for long sleeves. I just did a little ribbing, and actually I did a regular bind off, and that I maybe shouldn't have because I kind of feel it's a bit tight, but it's the good amount of tight, because I was actually kind of worried doing a ribbing and being really floppy. I wouldn't have liked that. So that it's a bit tight, it's actually okay. Yes, and I think with kind of bit of wearing it's gonna fit perfectly. So here it is. I'm getting up, I'm standing up. Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. I like it. I'm not sure if I would do this again because I didn't really like to pick up stitches because I am lazy. That's just me. But it's totally worth it because it's really different, a different construction, very nice look. I love the stripes, and I love that I chose those colors that are snail yarn in her Donegal Tweety base. And yeah, I pretty much love it, and it's very comfortable. Actually, it's not very hot outside, but inside, because this morning there was a lot of sun, this beautiful woolly room is perfect for me to wear this right now. Yeah, because I'm not very cold in the hands, but definitely over here, I'm kind of a bit more chill. So this is the perfect project to wear. Yes, so I'm very happy. Yeah! Okay, then last time I showed you my Lot and Fog Benny that I casted on when I was in Geneva airport and I was blocked. And this is usually a DK Benny. Not usually, it's made with DK, but I didn't have DK at the airport with me, but singles, and I just marled it. So that means I had two different colorways, single yarn knitted together, and I love the way it went. And I love because it has earthy tones and it really matches, with my top. But I really like the earthy tones that it has, and I kind of wanted a Benny with a bit more of brownish and reddish and more autumnal colors. And yeah, but I guess I wouldn't have done a more solid Benny for me. So this is perfect. It's like saying, you know, I'm a more quiet Benny, but not really, you know. So this is London Fog by Bristol Ivy. I loved it. A very easy pattern to follow, like literally. And I love also, like, this is normally the front where you have, you know, a purling, some garter in between, but I like also the behind where it's stockinette with, you know, it does like little steps, I like to say it, or like a reverse pyramid. I really like it. I really like it. So yeah, as Bristol Ivy says, think outside the box and take a pattern and make it your own and change it. Yeah. Okay, getting very excited over here, as you can see. So yes, I'm very happy. I didn't think that I would have any finished object apart the Benny to show you, but I can actually show you something that I was knitting, and it was kind of a secret because it is a gift actually for a friend, and because she follows me, I didn't want her to know what I was making, but I knew that she liked those colors, and she likes a bit more classical colors, but just a hint of colorways, you know, just pops. So I did the doodler for her, and that's the colorways that I chose for her, because she really liked mine, but mine had the mandala colorway over here, which is much more colorful in contrast. Wait a minute, if I have it, I can show it to you. Yes, this is the mandala colorway. When instead I put her Papa Don't Preach, so it's little speckles. It's this one over here. So it's Papa Don't Preach, and as you can see, it makes little rows of yummy yarn, neon, yummy colors, neon colors with Minds of Moria, the gray, and Big Fish. Big Fish is always very hard to take pictures of because it's not really yellow. It has a bit of tint as a mustardy yellow. Sometimes in pictures, if it has the yarn, if it has some silk inside, it will show a bit more greenish. So it's very difficult yarn to showcase in pictures, but I think you have a nice feel. So maybe I should pull all my finished objects. Yeah, and now she's seen it and she wore it, so but she gave it to me yesterday so I can show it to you guys. And where's my pen? Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I really like it. Should I keep it for me? It's so weird. I've knitted 2 doodlers and I'm not keeping anyone. Like, what's wrong with it? So yes, so I guess because I was knitting also a starburst that I actually can show you again because I forgot my project bag somewhere else. Yeah. And because I was working a lot in this one, I think that's the one that I will post as my finished object for the West TréLiz knit along that was going on since beginning of December until the end of March. So yeah, I really wanted to have also my starburst because that was what I was working for me, but it's okay. Maybe I can do it, maybe I can't, we'll see. But this is so precious and very nice. I love it. Do you love it, guys? Yeah, I think you do. So I think if I have some time after recording this, I will go and take some pictures of my true friend and of the doodler, so I can put them on Ravelry and share with you what I chose, which colors, and all the details. Yeah, I guess maybe, you know, until this uploads, until I edit and I upload, yeah, maybe you have already seen them on Instagram or Facebook or, you know, wherever I am. I'm always on social media. If you type TréLiz, you will find me. But on Instagram, I'm TréLiz _ color is power. On Facebook, Ravelry, it's TréLiz. And on Twitter, it's also TréLiz with 2 Z's. So it's TréLiz. Okay, so that's, yeah, that went quick. Yeah. I don't know, in other podcasts, you know, they show the finished objects and it goes on for so long. Maybe I don't know. Do I do it correctly? Maybe I should say more about the techniques and stuff, but yeah, I don't think I did something special, you know, just follow the pattern. Yeah. Okay, whips. So when I finished, while I was taking up this sweater, no, let's rephrase it differently. Okay, so this last week, I was waiting for a big package of yarn for me to dye. And while I was waiting for it, I said, okay, that's the perfect opportunity to get into emails, administrative work, and then knit something and, you know, focus on that and have something, you know, just finished. And while I finished all my administrative work, the parcel wasn't here, so I said, it's okay, let's take out all your whips and see what you have. And I'm just looking at them, and I don't really feel the mood of knitting any of them. And I'm like, come on, Liz, now you got to be kidding me. Like, just pick one up and just, you know, do some rows. But I wasn't feeling it. So I was just looking at them and looking at them. And then I decided, okay, let's sew a bit. Boom. Yeah. That's why I'm telling you. Sometimes when I think I'm gonna do something, I do totally something else. So I actually sewed up my second dress from the Mistral. It's the same pattern that I did with my previous fabric. I don't have it over here. So if you want to see the other one, you can go and check my latest podcast before this one. So this is the fabric, okay? I'm sorry, it's a bit crunked up. It has normally ruffles from the 2 sides, but I did only in the back side. And because I did straight the in front, yeah, I end up having a bit of a gap with the 2 seams. But it's okay, you see. It's okay, it doesn't really seem that serious. So I wore it, I tried it on, it's perfect. It's much more fitted than the last one, my first one. But I was kind of, you know, impatient, and I left the hem to do another time when I am a bit more concentrated, because when I get impatient and tired with the project, I will end up doing silly things. So it's almost finished. I'm very happy. It's a more airy fabric, a cotton fabric, and it's definitely going to be, you know, something I'm gonna wear to go to the beach or every day, you know, something like that. Then I was, okay, I sewed, now I can go back to knitting. So of course, I just, you know, I had there lying on the floor, yes, because I took all my whips and I laid them on the floor and I seated on the floor and I was looking at them. And I would say, okay, the sensible thing is for you to pick up the test knit and finish with it. And then I was like, yeah, but it has this lacy yoke and I'm not feeling it. Maybe I should just pick up my true friend. It just needs a few, you know, rows. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. So then, I don't know how, I come back to this beautiful room and I try to search what kind of fibers did I have from 4 years ago. And when I was sewing a bit more at the time. And I found some upholstery fabric that is very thick, and I had some samples from shops, so the samples weren't that big. I was thinking of doing a sock back, a squared sock back, but it wasn't enough because look, it was very small. But it's actually it's very, you know, like has like a cautionary because it's very thick fabric. Yes, and I broke a sewing needle. It's okay, yeah. But thankfully I had more. And I have my tape, measuring tape. I have markers. I have my scissors, and I have a pencil. And here's inside another upholstery fabric. So I really like it. It was something, you know, very cute and nice, and that I will totally use. And yeah, I was very happy. So after doing that, well, it's been like late in the afternoon. I'm kind of worried that my package is not coming. So I tried to track it out and see where it is. And of course, it had just arrived in the country, and they're saying, well, we're sorry, but it will come tomorrow. So in the beginning, I was kind of stressed because I was thinking maybe this weekend I wasn't be here. And I was like, oh my God, will I be able to prepare all of this before I leave, you know, for a couple of days? But then I decided, we'll just go with the flow and we'll see when it comes. So at this time, I picked up my Moral Magic sweater. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I did. So I haven't done much more. Just on my second section, I did, you know, this part, not really much. And yeah, and that was it. And then I was kind of bored with it. And then I said, okay, let's buckle up. Liz, I know you can't be really serious about this, but try and focus and do something. So I decided to not do anything. I grabbed a book and I didn't do anything for the night. Yes, I took a break. Then the next day, I was again waiting for the big box of yarn to come. And then I had this idea of a sweater, and I was thinking maybe I can do it, maybe I can design it. And I'm like, yeah, you can design anything. Like, how are you gonna design a sweater? And you know, I was just playing with the idea and the puzzle of designing something. And I really found something that I would like, but no idea if I can do. Maybe I will, and I've been in contact with a couple of designers that they might do this idea of mine. So we'll see, yeah. But it took me like 3 or 4 hours, you know, to search about it and do stuff about it, and yeah, do small samples about it, you know, crazy. I'm telling you, I'm going nuts. So it kind of felt like I was wasting knitting time of my projects, like doing this thing that I might never do, but it's okay. Then I decided to pick up my test knitting because it's a bottom up, so I had the body and the sleeves, and I joined it. Then I did a couple of rows of the yoke, and I was like, okay, it's too much thinking for me right now, so let's grab something else. And I grabbed this baby up. Yes, and I was very happy because I got to show it to you guys. So I'm not sure if you have seen, have heard. If you're in France now, you probably know that what à la Lise means. So à la Lise, it's like my way. Usually, or yeah, it's rare that it's sweaters, but usually all my knits have a section that is missing. What am I saying? Not really a huge section, but maybe a repeat or something that I don't find that's necessary for me. Or it just like, especially for if it's a show, like I would say, okay, this is pretty big and I'm not interested of having 1 centimeter more. So, you know, let's go to the next part. Yes, I've done that to almost all of my shawls. Yes. So I did it with this, but I have to say it wasn't really necessary what I was doing, because actually I was knitting the small size because I liked how it was a bit more large. But actually I could fit and also in the extra small size and be large, because it actually has a lot of positive ease. So because in her pictures of the pattern in True Friend, she shows it in the small size, and I liked the drape that it had. I said, okay, I'm gonna go with the small size, right? So it has a bit of difference over here, you know, and the how in the depth, so that was great. And then the big difference is how many stripes do you repeat. Like it's four rows that you repeat. For the extra small size, you had to repeat it 14 times, and for the small size, you had to repeat it 17 times. And when I was in the 15th repeat, I talked with Cécile from La Cabane Tricotée, and she said, I'm sure you're gonna do it à la Liz. And I was like, I didn't even think about it, like, it's just going on very well. But then she put me the idea, and I just looked into the pattern and I saw all those details, and I was like, oh my god, I can actually do it a bit a la Liz. So I ended up doing 16 repeats, which is one less than the small size, but 2 more than the extra small size, which both fitted me, and that was perfect. And because I wanted it to be more spring top, I knew that I didn't want sleeves, and then I just ribbed for 1 centimeter over here, because I didn't care to have like a big rib or anything, and to be a bit more minimalistic. So yeah, that was all the things that I can do. Yeah. And all this is to say that yeah, I'm doing stuff my way, and I don't know, is that good? I guess, yes, of course it's good, right? I don't know, maybe I'm not too much of a perfectionist about my knitting and about my craft, but I think that's what makes it even more unique. What do you say? Okay, so and all this is to say that finally the yarn came on Thursday evening, very late, and I just you know, decided to prepare all the yarn for dyeing for the weekend, and not leave the house on the weekend, and just stay here and be, you know, dyeing and working over the weekend. And yes, because in 2 weeks it's Easter time here, so I'm sure that we're going to have a week of, you know, going to the island, seeing the grandparents, and there's no reason, you know, to hurry stuff and get stressed to go for a couple of days. Yes, so that was pretty good. Okay, so that's a bit about my whips, because yeah, all the other stuff I didn't touch them. But someone that saw this morning a picture of my True Friend asked me, so what are you gonna cast on? So what am I going to cast on? Well, I've done pre-orders for the So Faded, and I want also a So Faded summery version, so short sleeves again, maybe not that short, maybe over here like the Andrea Maury's short sleeves version. Yeah. And I think you've all seen my kits, but I finally decided which colorways I wanted to do. So I wanted to do I solemnly swear I'm up to no good, and that's the colorway. I've already shown it here on the podcast in Zeus, which is my single merino, but this is my Hera, which is fingering high twisted merino plied, and I actually really love how it looks on this yarn. But I decided to go a bit further because, well, I actually dyed up all my yarns in Hera and Zeus that I kinda missed to calculate to dye also for me, and I did other colorways. So how smart is that? But it actually turns out even better, because as I want it to be, you know, something summery, but you know, a bit warm but not that warm, I decided to dye them up in my Psyche colorway, in my Psyche, sorry, yarn base, which is a single merino and silk 50-50. So I'm very happy. Look at the lusciousness, look how beautiful they look. So I have caked 2 of them, and the 3 others I have here in my yarn bowl made from a friend. And yeah, and here they are. I'm sorry, this one is getting unraveled, so it's, yeah, those. And I really like the feel of it, and I can't wait, I'm telling you, I can't wait. Yes, so this is definitely going on my needles, but when I will ship the rest of the kits, which is going to happen tomorrow, the latest after tomorrow, I will look how long it will take to go to the countries further away, and I will send an email to all of you that got one of the kits, an email telling you the details of the knit along on my Ravelry group, so we can start. I think it might be beginning of April, but yes, and have like 2 weeks time to really have all the people, like even in the States, having the time to get their yarn. And or maybe I can just do a cast on maybe for the 7th of April, which is Easter here. Yeah, maybe that could be a date, but it will be around there. I'm also going to have a couple of kits that are still available because I dyed up some more. So if you want one, just go in the page of in my webpage, which is TréLiz.eu, and go to the kits section, and then you will find all the kits that are still available for you. But I will also have yarns, individual yarns, like the Guerrilla Girls, because you really liked it, and I dyed up some more, or the Birdman, and you know, a couple others that I dyed because I just love them. It's Freaking Bacon, a very darkish black with speckles of yellow and red, and the awesomeness of purple. I don't know if you can see. And of course, one of my favorites, Manawi, which is a very hot pink with orange. Look how fluorescent it goes in the camera, like it's crazy. It's crazy, yes. So yes, and much more coming up. I also have to take pictures of so many mini skeins that I will do it tomorrow morning. So I guess when this video is up, I think everything will be listed on the shop, but I will totally make an announcement also on Instagram. So if you follow me, you will already have all the information about that. So yes, so one cast on is definitely going to be my So Faded, but I think until then I will have cast on my Balsam. So the Balsam, I've talked about it in the last episode. It's in this beautiful book, Plain and Simple, from Queens & Co. And Balsam is this beautiful cowl with the front and back panel. And as it was my first order in Queens & Co. and having something of them, I wanted to try the yarn, the original yarn of the design, which is owl. And I decided on the owl tweed in the owl tweed, yes, in the russet colorway. So here we go. I wanted something a bit more orangey, but they didn't have at the time that I did the order, but this actually looks perfect for yeah, for my jacket, my coat that I have. I really love reddish and orangey colors, that. I had the time to flip through a bit more of this book, and I really love all the designs. The only thing that I don't really like is that most of them are made bottom up, which is not my preference, but that's just me. But yes, and I haven't done a lot of bottom ups. Maybe that's why. Maybe just that's the reason. But I really love it, and I love this simplistic, minimalistic look that all the things have. It gives a quality to the knit that I really appreciate. Even if you want it to be a monochromatic sweater or a more colorful, variegated item. Okay. I am going beginning of May in Clamart, which is next to Paris, and I was just wanted to ask you, if you're going there, if you have a request of me to see, would you like to see more fingering and which yarn bases? Maybe you prefer singles, or maybe you prefer plied ones, because we don't really see so much plied yarn fingering like merino. We see a lot of singles. I was thinking maybe you like to see more plied. Do you want me to have kits for so faded or not? I don't know. Well, I'm saying so faded, but when you have a kit of 5 yarns, you can do so many things. Like, you can have 3 for a sweater, depends the size you're making, or 2 for like accessorize, and the 3 for a scarf or for a shawl. So yes, it's something that I'm thinking about, on having some 5 skeins kits. So yes, please let me know whatever you want. Would you be interested on having a sock kit with one big skein and one smaller one? Yeah, just throw ideas and I'll try to make it happen if I can. I can't promise anything, but I will try. Okay? Yes. Yes, we had a crisis with Decine. Yesterday we went for a big walk, and she returned and she had her eye swollen up. Of course, because she had something like that in previous years. I did her a cortisone injection and she was much better, but it was Sunday, so today, Monday, she was much better. It wasn't swelling, but I could see that she was trying to close it a bit. So I said, okay, maybe I'm thinking, weird case scenarios, but because I've worked as an optometrist for many years, I know that you cannot play with the eyes, and I took her to the vet, and thankfully that I did, because she had teared up the first layer of her cornea, and so now she's in having drops every 4 hours, and she has this cone thing, and she can't walk because she's like hitting stuff. And yes, that's kind of a bit weird and difficult for the moment, but she's gonna be fine. And yes, that's all the things, you guys. Yes, last thing, if you like to know, because sometimes you ask me what I'm reading, I just ordered last week, and on Friday they arrived. I got The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin, and while I was in Chloe Benjamin's Goodreads feed, I saw another book, and it is from Brittany Cavallaro, and she has actually 3 books. I took the 2 first. This is A Study in Charlotte and The Last of August, and it's actually stories about the great-granddaughter of Charlotte Holmes, and of the great-grandson of Dr. Watson, which is Jamie Watson. And actually, I think they don't really like each other, but they have to work together while in university to solve some crimes. So I figure out that's gonna be fun. So I haven't started yet, but I will let you know when I start them, how they are. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Yes, in my very colorful world over here. And I hope I'll see you soon. And yes, definitely. You'll see me soon. Yes. And if you want me to see me sooner than I do my YouTube videos, please come and check out my Instagram feed, TréLiz_color_is_power, or my Facebook or Twitter, which I am TréLiz. Please do follow me also on Ravelry. I'll be very delighted to be friends over there and share our projects and see what's going on and what you're making, and discover new patterns from each other's projects and or favorites or Q-fits, you know. And yes, don't forget, you guys, colors power, fiber is my weapon. And go and check out TréLiz.eu because you'll find some power and some weapons.